Okay, so apparently I messed up big time. The video didn't upload, so I'm gonna have to do everything again. I apologize. So let's get started without any delay. So she works 24.5 hours each week. So that whole week she only worked 24.5, but she made $8.76 per hour. So we know that it's a multiplication. Excuse me. Times 8.76. Okay. Notice the multiplication question, so you don't have to line up your decimals. There's one decimal place over here, and there's two decimal places over here. If you want to estimate, you can. So 24.5, in my mind, I don't know. I can, estimate, pick a friendly number. Let's make it 9. And then here, 8.76, I would make it to around 9. If I multiply these two, which is very easy to do, I get 180. So my answer should be, well, close to 180. If you want to put 24.5 and make it to 25 even, okay, which is probably better actually, times 9, and 9 times 5 is 45, carry the 4, 18, 22. So, actually, instead of this one, it's okay, but this one will give you a better close answer, especially because this is multiple choice. So, even if I didn't want to multiply, look at your multiple choice answers. The only one that's close to either of these two numbers, 180 or 225, is letter B. A, 2,446 is way too much. C and D, way too little. So even without doing any of this work, I know that my answer is letter B. So estimation comes in very, very handy. Nevertheless, let's do this problem. 6 and 5 is 30, carry the 3. 6 and 4 is 24, plus 3, 27, carry the 2, 12, and that's 14. Let's do the 7, add a 0. 7 times 5 is 35, carry a 3 again. 7 times 4 is 28, plus 3, 31, carry a 3. 7 times 2 is 14, with a 3, 17. Okay, now do two more, 2 zeros. 8 times 5 is 40, carry the 4. 8 times 4 is 32, plus 4 is 36, carry the 3. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 3, 19. So hopefully I'm doing this right. 0, 12, carry the 1, 6. This is 14, and carry 1 here. That's that. 214. Again, look here. 1 decimal place, 2 decimal places. So the two factors at a total of 3 decimal places. My answer has to have 3 decimal places. It puts my right here. So how much did she make? She made $214.62. And the answer is B. And notice how 214, very close to our second estimate. Okay, but in between the first and second one. Okay, so you have two choices here. Do all this work and go for letter B, which is what you would have had, or by estimation here, you could have seen that your answer was obviously B. You didn't even have to do any of the other ones. Okay? Let's move to question 2. This is going to be a long one. Let's see. I've got to make sure. Clear annotation. Number 2. Amir wants to buy a new MP3 player that costs $76.50. Okay? Wow, MP3 players. Cheap one. Saves $8.50 each week. How many weeks? So he's going to save $8.50. So 1 week he saves that much. Another 2 weeks, if you double that, you guys, he saves $17. First week, second week. In the third week, you're going to add $8.50 again. That's going to give you about $25.50. Not about $25.50, and so forth and so forth. So each week that passes by, he accumulates $8.50 more. So you can do that, or divide to find out the number of weeks. So you can again estimate. So 76, I don't know. Let's make that to an 80. 850, I don't know. Why don't we just make it to an 8? So 80 divided by 8, you get an answer about 10. So about 10 weeks is how much you would expect to take. So let's look at our answers and look again. The only one that's close to our estimate of 10 is letter C, which is 9. A doesn't make any sense, B doesn't make any sense, and D is way too much. So again, let's do this. So we already know our answer is C, so let's just prove it with work. So move it twice, that becomes 850. And inside you're going to move it twice, so 1, 2, that becomes 7,650. And how many times can this go into that? Well, Let's try 9. 9 seems, well, 9 times 0 is 0. 9 times 5 is 45. Carry the 4. 9 times 8 is 72. 76. Oh, wow, look at that. Fits in nicely. Final answer, 9. It will take 9 weeks to save all that much. And guess, look at how our answer is close to our estimate. Okay, hopefully you're getting more and more convinced that estimates do come in very handy. 3. Let's see, he earned $89.49 during 3 months. Well, how much did he earn each month? So it took him 3 months to accumulate that. Okay, so let's find out how much he earned in 1 month. Again, let's estimate 89.49, hopefully 90. And 3 just stays as 3. 3 goes into 90 very easily, so that would be about 30. So about each month, he saved about $30. And we have an answer close to that. Actually, 3, a lot of very close numbers, 29.83, 28.95, 27. So we can't really assume one or the other. But we do know that 8 of $298.30 is way too much. So let's divide this. 3 is a whole number, so we're good. 3 goes into 8 2 times, 6. 3 goes into 29, 9 times, which is 27. A decimal here, let me bring it up. Subtract 2. 4. 3 goes into 24 8 times. Oh, I'm sorry, yes, 8 times. 0, bring the 9 down. And 3 goes into 9 3 times. So the right answer is $29.83, which is number 3. 4. A building is 52 meters tall. The next building is 50.36. What is the difference? Difference should remind you of subtraction. So you got 52. Doesn't have a decimal, so you definitely can add one right there. And we're going to subtract 50. Let's add a decimal here. So decimal under decimal because it's a subtraction problem. Okay. And we need to add these placeholders. Now, if you were to do an estimate here, you would just use 52 for that number and 50 for this number, giving you an answer of 2. So your answer should be around 2. Look at your multiple choices. So number 1 and number 2 should be your candidates. Number 6, letter C and D, out in the garbage. It doesn't even make sense. Way too far. Okay, so again, you just narrowed your chances to two choices instead of 4. Okay, so let's subtract this. There's needs to be some borrowing here, so let's borrow from here. 2 becomes a 1, this becomes a 10, which becomes a 9, and that becomes a 10. 10 minus 6 is 4. 6 and 1. 1 and 64. Correct answer, letter A, which again, close to our estimate. 5. Okay, guys, you don't have to, just a little reminder, if you can fast forward to the question that you want, you should do it. Okay, you don't have to go through every little question, especially the ones that you are very, very confident and know how to do. Christopher drove 199.5 miles in 3.5 hours. He drove at a constant speed, which means the same speed at all times. How far did he drive in 1 hour? So, again, it took him, 199.5, 3 hours. And it took him 3.5 hours to do that. Okay, so how far did he go in 1 hour? It's a division problem. Again, let's estimate. So if you were to estimate, I would change the 199 there to 200. 3.5, let's make it a 4. 4 goes into 200 very easily, 50 times. So that tells me that in 1 hour he drove about 50 miles. Okay. Look at your answers, multiple choice answers. A, nowhere near 50, it's 5.7, so that's out the garbage. B is 57. That's really close. C, 500 miles, makes no sense. And D, 570 miles, it also makes no sense. So, only answer is letter B. Okay. See, just by estimating without doing any of this decimal division that you probably hate. Okay, so let's do it anyway. Move the decimal 1 over, this becomes 35. Inside, we'll move it 1 over again, so it becomes 1,995. Let's do some division. 35 goes into 199. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 140. I'm going to say 5 times. 25 goes to 175. No, yes. 4, 2, and 5. So, how many times? And guess 7, yes, it's exactly 7. 7 times 5 is 35. Carry the 3. 21 plus 3 is 24. Nice and easy. 57 mile. Again, close to our estimate. Okay. 6. Kitchen sink leaked 36.054 liters of water during the past 6 months. What was the average amount of water leaked each month? So this much was leaked total in a period of 6 months. So how much water was leaked for one single month? All right. So 36.054 estimate, just make it 36. 6 stays as a 6, so 6 going to 36 6 times. So each month, 6 liters of water was leaked. Do we have anything close to this? Ooh, multiple choices. They're all good numbers. A, B, and C, very close to our estimate of 6, except for D. So D you can throw in the garbage, and we have to worry about the other 3. So actually, let's do this. 6 goes into 36 6 times. Let's put the decimal up. Bring the 0 down. 6 goes into 0 0 times. Bring the 5 down. 6 goes into 5 0 times again. And let's bring the 4 down. 6 goes into 54 9 times. Final answer, 6.009. And that gives us an answer of letter B. Okay. 7. Taking violin lessons. Her instructor charges $33.50 an hour. If she has violin lessons for 3.5 hours, what is the weekly cost? So, mommy sends you to learn violin, and it costs her $33.50. You have 3.5 hours that you actually sit and play. How much will you pay the violin teacher? So again, before you do this, decimal places, there's 2 over here. Decimal places, there's 1 over here for a total of 3. So our answer must have 3 decimal places. If you want to estimate 33.50, I don't know, let's make that a 30. 3.5, oh, let's go to 4. Multiply that, 120. So you're paying your violin teacher about $120. So any answer that's close to that will do. If you look at 7, A is out the garbage because it's $11.72. Makes no sense. Letter D is out the garbage. It's $1,000, and that's way too much. So it's either going to be B or C. So let's multiply this out. 5 and 0 is 0. 5 and 5 is 25. Carry the 2, 15, 17. Carry the 1, 16. Let's do the next row. Add a 0. Now 3 times 0 is 0. 3 and 5 is 15. Carry 15. Carry the 1. 3 and 3 is 9. 10. Carry the 1. And 10 again. Add 5, 12, 7, 1, and 1. So 3 decimal places our answer must have. 1, 2, 3. Right here. So $117.25, which makes this letter C. Okay, and again, look at our estimate. Very close to our estimate. Okay. 8. Wow, there's a lot of questions here. So I forgot how to do this. All right, let's go. 8. There's 4.14 grams of salt in the solution. If you add to it, how much more you will have? 4.14. It's an addition problem. Decimal under decimal. 1.8. And we'll add a placeholder of 0. You get a 4. You get a 9. And you get a 5. 5.94. Letter A. Okay. Next one. It's 9. Again, it's a division problem. He made a certain amount of money, and you want to know how much he made in 1 hour. So we got 50.43 divided by 6.15. Okay. If you're going to round what do you call estimate, you can. So 50.43 make that a 50. 6 make that a 6. 6 goes into 50 about 8 times. Okay. So our answer is going to be around 8. Okay, it's an estimate. I'm not going to actually do the division. So we're looking for something around 8. Number 9, the only one near that is letter D. So again, without doing any of the division, I found out that the answer is letter D. Okay, so if you actually do this, goes 2 times, that becomes 615. Move the inside 2 times, that becomes 5043. 600 goes about, I'm going to say 8 times. Okay, 8 times 15 is 40. Carry the 4, 12. Carry the 1, 49. 3, 2, 1. Bring the 0. You can now, there's nothing to bring down, so you're allowed to add a decimal and bring a 0 down in this case. And that goes in 2 times. Final answer, 8.2, which is 9. 10. Okay, so you had 112.815 divided by 9. Okay, and it was so you had 112.815 square kilometers, and you're splitting that into 9 between 9 people. 112, I don't know, let's make that 110. 9, we can keep it at 9. Actually, I'm going to change it 10 just to make my life easier. So 10 goes into 110 about 11 times. So I'm looking for an answer that has around or near 11. Okay, so A is out, B is out. That leaves us with C. D is definitely out. So our answer is going to be any number very close to 11. 11, 12, 13, or even 10, 9. Okay, so it has to be on that side. A is gone, B is gone, D is way too much. So let's actually do this. Let me bring the decimal up before we start. 9 goes into 11 one time. Why am I? No, yes, I'm right. 11 minus 9 is 2. Bring the 2 down. 9 goes into 22 2 times. That's 18. 4. Bring the 8 down. Now 9 goes into 48 5 times, which is 45. 3 left over. Bring the 1 down, and that goes into 3 times, which is 27. And 11 minus 7 is 4. Bring the 5 down, and 9 goes into 45 5 times. Final answer, 12.535, which is letter C. Again, close to 11. Okay. 12. No, 13. One insect is 1.33. The other one is 2.01. What's the difference? Okay, this one I'm not even going to do an estimate because no need to. We need to borrow. That becomes a 10, which then becomes a 9. This becomes 11. 8. 6. 0.68 or 0.68. All right. Obviously, A, B, and C again could have been out the garbage. Okay, because they were nowhere near your value. Even if you want to estimate, the 2 was a 2, the 1 you changed to a 1. You're looking for an answer that's close to 1 or around 1. A was way too high. Okay, B and C. A little too high, so C somewhere better. D, the expression. Okay, so you want to multiply 0.005 times 0.085. We're going to multiply this. Okay, this has 3 decimal places. This has 2. Final answer should have 5 decimal places. Okay, is there an answer here that has 5 decimal places? Look at your multiple choice. Yes, there is. Letter D. So right away, I can tell you right now that my answer is going to be letter D. I didn't even multiply. But I know if I follow that rule, okay, that my product has to have the same number of decimal places as the 2 numbers are being multiplied, then the only available choice is letter D. We'll multiply it anyway. So 5 and 5 is 25. Okay, 25. Then is 0, 0, 0. Add a 0. 8 and 5 is 40. 0, 0, 0. Those zeros don't make any difference. But let's do this. 5, 2, 4, 0, 0, 0. Count the number of decimal places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And like I said, our answer is D. Okay? So use what you know with multiple choice. Okay? 13. String is 5/8 of a yard long. She wants to cut the string into 4 equals. So you have something that is this, and you want to cut it into 4 pieces. That should be your expression. Okay? You will only get this wrong if you do it this way. Okay? This is wrong. You're not starting with 4. You have 5/8 of a yard. So I'll actually draw it out, even though It doesn't ask, and it's multiple choice. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I were to do this, I have, oops, no, let me back up. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is how much I have. I have this, and I will split this with 4 people. Okay, so one way of doing this would be to do it like this, cut into 4s. 1, 2, oops, I cut this again, 4s. Each of them I'm going to cut to 4s. Cut this in 4s, cut this in 4s, cut this in 4s, cut this in 4s. That way, 4 people share everything evenly. Okay, so nevertheless, let's do this the way we did in class. We put this over 1. Okay, we want to find an LCM. The LCM is going to be 8. Okay, so 5/8 already has a denominator of 8, so nothing changes, but this one does. Remember, whatever you do at the bottom, you do at the top. Okay, so, and I forgot, you actually have to cut these two. Okay, so we're asking ourselves, how many times can 32 go into 5 here, if you're doing it. So you can write this as a fraction. And that means that every single person will get 5 32th. Okay, so first person will get 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1. Second person, 2. That's person number 2. He will get all these pieces. Person number 3 will get one more. By the way, 1, 2, 4, 5. Person number 3 will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And person number 4 will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the amount that each person gets. Okay, which is 5 32th of the whole thing. 532, letter B, by the way. And number 14. Okay, what's the best estimate? She makes it takes fun. So again, 4.5 hours. Okay, that's how much time he's going to have, and it takes him 4/5 of an hour. Can you estimate here? Yes, you can. 4.5 hours, close to 4, sort of, and 4/5, close to 1. My answer, if this was 2 whole numbers, would have been 4. So the number of yards you can mow, about 4. Do we have an answer that's close to 4? Yes, we can do. Letter C, and even B is close enough to 4, 6. So A is definitely out, and D is definitely out. So now you got your chances between B or C. So let's find out. I changed this, right, remember? 16, 17 over 4 divided by 4/5. Change LCM here, 20. Okay, so this would be times 4. That's how it became a 20. Times 4 on the top, 16. Times 5 and times 5 on the top, which gives us, I have no idea, 17, 35, 85. Okay, let's write this as a fraction, 85 over 16. So now we want to change that to a mixed number. How many times can 16 go into 85? I have no idea, so let's try 4. 4 times 4 is 24, goes 2. 4 times 1 is, 4 times 6 is 24, goes 2. 64. Can I add one more? 16. I can. 80, so that's 5. Hang on a second. What am I doing wrong? Am I doing what? The answer is not right. What's the best estimate? You can mow in 4.5 hours. 4/5. That's 4. That's 16. Times 5. 5 times 7 is 35. I can even go 5. Oh, okay. I see the problem is. So, 16 can. Okay, so let's keep going. So 16 can go into 85 5 times, because 16 times 5 is 80. So 16 going to 85 5 times, and how many left over? 5 left over 16. So how many? It says which is the best estimate. Okay, I forgot which is the best estimate. So we're not looking for a precise answer. So 5 and 5/16. How many? What do you call? How many yards can he mow? Definitely more than 4, so the closest one would be 6. Okay, he can definitely do more. He can do 5 for sure, and then a little bit more. Okay, so closer to 6 than to 4. Marina divided 16 yards of fabric to 3 and 3. One that she had. Okay, she divided 16 yards. Okay, so she divided 16 yards of fabric into 3 1/3 pieces. Okay, so this one takes, hang on a second, just 1 second.